Okay. Today I'm going to talk on this SLR matter. And of course, this is requested by a few students who conduct systematic literature review for their final year project. So that's the reason why we have this SLR. This session should be compulsory to those yang ambil yang buat SLR lah for those yang were not fully utilized, or in other words you are not going to produce a full thesis of SLR, you can treat this session as your chapter 2 lah kiranya chapter 2. But actually I already talk on a major part of SLR already talk during the first session of SLR. Yang itu is the most important things lah. So today, more on this guideline, and also try to explain how you're going to produce a thesis for SLR. So I'm not going to repeat the searching strategies that I have explained in the first SLR. Today more on this how to produce a full thesis or a full dissertation for FYP. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm going to touch on four things. The first thing is formulate review questions. This is the most important things in SLR. And then number two, understand the concept of searching strategy and SLR. Actually, the second objective is what have been explained in the first SLR in the previous session. And then the third objective of this session is how to conduct data extraction and also data synthesis or analysis. I'm not going to explain in details how to conduct data extraction or data synthesis, but more towards gives some ideas how to conduct data extraction and also data synthesis. And the last objective for today's session is propose thesis or dissertation structure for FYP. For your information, we don't have any guidelines yet on this. I mean, previously, but I have developed one guideline regarding on this SLR for full FYP. Will be distributed to you later once the FYP committees agreed with the content. Tapi hari ni, but today I will show you a bit lah on that guideline. Okay. I hope this session is a two-way communication lah, ataupun it should be two-way traffic lah, because I'm conducting this session purposely for those who are conducting SLR as their full thesis for this semester. Jadi if you have any problems, if you have any concern ke, you want to confirm something ke, please use this session to ask a lot of questions. I try to answer. If I cannot answer, I can try to get some answer. Later on, I will go back to you. Okay. A bit introduction. So, we are talking about FYP, final year project. Final year project is part of your graduation requirement. So, by hook, by crook, you have to do this FYP. So now, from research to review, is a scenario that what happened in PPKA right now. So some of you cannot conduct experiments, some of you cannot conduct modeling and simulation due to the software, because we cannot come back to the campus. So some restriction over there. So that's the reason some of you have to conduct review instead of doing research. Research and review is two different things. Okay. So FYP here should be a platform for you to apply the knowledge that you obtain throughout your studies in USM, and also a platform for you to apply intellectual abilities or your practical skills to solve real life engineering problems. Suppose it should be that the main reason. Another reason for FYP is for us to introduce to you the nature of research work in order to gain more knowledge. As you know, knowledge not only obtained from the textbooks, it also come from experience, it also come from conducting a research. And of course lah, focus kita today is conducting a research. But instead of research, it become a review. It become a review. So to build knowledge in one particular field, we conduct literature review. So what is literature review? What I can conclude at the moment is, yang paling penting lah, the most important things, there are two things in literature review. Doesn't matter lah, you do systematic literature review ke, critical literature review ke, ataupun there are so many types of literature review. There are two things in literature review you need to really understand. Number one is about searching or a survey. You need to conduct a survey. You need to conduct searching. Searching of what? Scholarly sources. Scholarly sources. Example of scholarly sources ni research article of course, and then research books, chapter in books, conference proceeding, and other etc. etc. And also a survey of any other sources that relevant to your research topic or relevant to what you are trying to study at the moment. So this is the first thing in literature review. You need to perform searching. The second thing is, after you conduct a searching or a survey, you need to evaluate the sources that you identified or that you have obtained during your first step in literature review. So how to evaluate? Of course lah, you will conduct data extraction. After you extract the data, you need to analyze or synthesize the data, and then after that, you come up with the conclusion. So those are these two things yang involved in literature review, regardless of whatever types of literature review you are doing right now. So there are many types of literature review: argumentative, integrative, historical, methodological, systematic, and theoretical. But what I'm focusing today is about systematic literature review. Okay. So purpose of literature review, I believe all of you knows. We want to identify gaps in current knowledge. We want to avoid reinventing the wheel. So in other words is, we don't want to do whatever people have been done. Don't waste your time for doing that. That's why we conduct literature review. And then we also want to identify people who are working at the same field with you, so that we can keep in touch with them. And then of course lah, bila kita keep in touch with them, we can get a lot of invaluable knowledge from them also. That's the reason we conduct literature review. And of course lah, the rest you boleh baca sendiri. Okay, so what is SLR? My focus today is about SLR only. I already defined this in the first part of the SLR. You can refer back to the video. So SLR is a process, or is one of the methodology. It's a protocol. Protocol of what? About compiling the literature. Compiling the literature in the systematic way. So there is a protocol that you need to follow in SLR. That's why dia punya nama pun systematic literature review. And of course, when we conduct literature review, we want to answer certain questions. Suppose you when you conduct a research, you kena formulate. The first thing you need to do is formulate research questions. Similarly for SLR, you start by formulating review question dulu. That's the first thing. And then from there, you have a protocol to be considered, and then you follow that protocol in order for you to get the answer of your review question. That's the beauty of SLR. And in SLR, there are three main phases. Yang ini pun I already explained in the previous lecture. You have the first phase, which is planning. So in the planning phase, the systematic review protocol will be developed first, and then after that, you formulate review questions. That's the first phase in the planning. Protocol, And then after that, review questions. Suppose kalau you buat research, it should be research questions lah. But in this case, since we are going to produce a full thesis of SLR, then instead of research question, we have review questions. Tukar research, change the research into review. And then the second phase is about the conducting. So under this conducting phase, there will be another 3 different sub-process. This one will be explained later. Kemudian, and then after that, the last phase is reporting phase. Reporting phase, of course lah, since you have this research question. So you need to report what is the answer of that question. So that's reporting phase. Another thing is under this reporting phase is you need to report the protocol that you have used, or the sub-processes that you have used in SLR in reporting phase. So some reporting phase ni lebih kurang something like we have 2 things you need to report. The first one is the protocol of the SLR. The second thing you need to report is your findings. Your findings, which is related to your review questions. So I hope you understand the framework of this SLR. So I repeat, SLR, the first thing, planning. You must have the protocol. You set the protocol first. After you have the protocol, you must have review questions. You need to formulate that. And then after that, phase number 2 is the conducting. Conducting means you need to do the searching work, and then you need to do data extraction, and also you need to do data synthesis or data analysis. That's the conducting. And after that, finish all those things, of course lah, lastly we need to report. So itu saja dia punya flow of SLR ni. It's quite simple, but the most important phase is phase number 2, the conducting. The planning ni is quite easy because you just formulate review questions. And then after that, the last phase 2, you just report whatever you have conducted. The second phase ni yang the most important thing. So most of your time will be spent in this conducting phase. Okay, let's see what we have in SLR process. So this figure shows some key steps in SLR process. Planning, just now we have protocol and then research review question. Research or review question, sorry. And then conducting, we have systematic searching strategies, quality assessment, and data extraction and synthesis. Reporting, write SLR methods or the protocol just now, and then present the discussion. In other words, answers to your review questions. So previously, dalam the first session of SLR, I'm covering this part. Systematic searching strategies, already covered. How to do identification, screening, eligibility, covered already. So I hope you can refer back to that video. So today I'm just touch on this review question, a bit on quality assessment, data extraction synthesis. Kemudian the last part is I'm not going to touch on this how to write SLR methods or present discussion, tapi lebih kepada more on the structure of your thesis will be for this reporting part. Okay. We go to the first one, review protocol here. So what is a SLR protocol? SLR protocol is about the protocol that specifies all the procedures that you need to follow during a review process. So basically, SLR protocol cover review question, define searching strategy, define quality criteria, define how you're going to extract your data, and also data synthesis. So basically, these are the SL protocol. Actually, wherever you go, these are the protocol to be followed. So for your FYP, for those yang buat conduct full SLR, so I suggest you to follow this protocol. But of course lah, you need to discuss with your supervisor. If your supervisor agreed, then use it. If your supervisor think that you need to add another protocol in between here, so please follow your supervisor. Okay, that's protocol. This is the common one. Review question, searching strategy, quality criteria, data extraction, data synthesis. Okay. And then after that, formulation of review questions. Okay. Suppose research questions lah. But then since you're not conducting any research, tapi you're conducting review, so we change into review questions. So systematic review, you cannot conduct systematic review before you define your questions. So you need to define or set your review question first. And of course lah, before you can have your questions, you need to have your topic to be reviewed. And also, what are the objectives of your review? So that's the main things lah. Dalam mana-mana research ke review ke, you must have a topic, and then after that objective, and then from there you formulate questions. Soalan. In engineering, so far we don't have any specific guidelines lah to formulate the question compared to other research. Contohnya dalam medical, they use PICO, and people I is invention, C is I don't know. There are certain framework they follow in order to create or to develop or to formulate a review question. But in engineering, there is no specific way or specific framework to follow. But what I can say is your review question should be clear, focused, well formulated, and answerable. So I think you can discuss this thing with your supervisor lah. Maybe you have the background of your topics a bit, and then what is the objective, and then you try to formulate your research question, and then after that discuss with your supervisor whether your question can be answered or not, clear or not, and it should be focused lah. I show you example of how to formulate this review question. Okay, I have two examples. This is example one for structural engineering. This is about steel structure related to compression member, and also failure mode of compression member is buckling. So under compression, the steel member is subjected to buckling. So you write a bit the background of your research, review. So buckling is a sudden sideway deflection sideway deflection of a compression member. So a small increase in the applied load can lead to a sudden and catastrophic collapse of the structure. Local buckling is a failure mode commonly observed in structural steel elements. So the behavior of structural steel element at ambient temperature conditions has been well documented and incorporated in current design codes. So however, this is not the case when such elements are exposed to fire. This is cited from this author, Maravis, 2019. So in addition, not many reviews have been conducted on cold form steel. So this project focus on investigating this review lah, existing empirical and numerical studies on local buckling in cold form section compression member at elevated temperatures by conducting systematic review of the literature. So this is a background of what I'm going to review. And then from here, I come up with my review topic. So this is my review topic. a systematic review of the empirical and numerical investigations of local buckling behavior of cold form steel compression members under fire conditions. So this is my review topic. And then from review topic, I come up with my review objective. So I'm going to examine the existing experimental studies on this particular matter, local buckling due to fire. Kemudian also second objective is about existing numerical study. This one is experimental. Number 2 is numerical studies. And also the third objective is to identify design parameters. So from topic and objective, you try to come up with questions that you need answers. You need to find the answers. So in my case, what I want to know is what are the existing empirical and numerical studies that have been utilized to study the buckling behavior of CFS compression member in the fire. So this is what I want to know. Yeah? Current status of this study. And then what are the parameters considered or involved for fire design of CFS compression member? And also what are the limitations of the existing approach for this particular matter? So these are the things yang I want to look at from the literature the answer of this RQ1, RQ2 and RQ3. So in SLR, you must have this review topic, review objective, and also review questions. Your review question should be answered. Dengan kata lain, in other words, later on in a reporting part, you need to give the answer of your RQ, all your RQs. And of course lah, make sure this RQ should be related back to your review objective. Yeah? Because later on, when you want to do the conclusion, you can inform whether your review ni achieve or not in terms of the objective. Yeah? This is one example for structure. I have another example. This is more on this current situation related to transportation engineering. Okay, look at the background. So we know that COVID-19 has massively affected the lives of people all over the world. So in Power et al., a change in public transport users' behavior was observed from the beginning of March 2020. It is hypothesized that the outbreak of this COVID-19 pandemic has also resulted changes in both personal travel behavior and travel mode choice. So there are two things here, travel behavior and travel mode choice. These changes are due to people avoiding physical contact and reducing interaction between individuals as a compulsory norm, which challenge the concept of mass public transportation. So to confirm the validity of this hypothesis, this project or this review is purposely conducted to compile and review the existing qualitative and quantitative studies on changes in travel behavior and mode choice due to pandemic by conducting systematic literature review. So this is some background of what you're going to do or what you're going to review. Yeah. And from the background, I've come up with the review topic. So changes in travel behavior and mode choice due to pandemic, a systematic review. And then from here, I come up with the objective. I want to examine the effects of pandemic on travel behavior and also mode choice, and also to examine the effect of lockdown on people's travel behavior and mode choice. This is my two objective. So from these two objective and also this review topic, and of course lah yang you dah buat sikit on the background tu, you come up with you formulate your research or review questions. So I have 4 review questions. How COVID-19 changed the travel behavior of people? How COVID-19 changed the travel mode choice of people? How lockdown impacts the travel behavior, and how lockdown impact travel mode choice of people. So these are my 4 research questions. And then from here, later on after this, we need to conduct searching strategies. So if you don't have these review questions or review objective and also review topic ni, you cannot move to the next protocol. Tak boleh, cannot. Because your searching strategy will be based on your review questions, review objective, and also review topic. So I hope for the first part ni dah faham on this formulation of review questions. Kalau you ada soalan, just you can on your mic, tanya soalan, ataupun you just write in the chat box. Okay. This is the first protocol. Next protocol is systematic searching strategy. Okay, yang ini, this one you need to refer previous video lecture. Tapi I'll show you a bit on this how you're going to report that one. Sekejap. Okay. Okay, I already explained on this identification. Identification is where you need to enrich your main keywords. Kalau you refer back to the video, identification is about you want to enrich your keywords. So you need to set what is your main keywords, and then after that you enrich your main keywords by looking the synonym ke, related terms ke, ataupun from your readings, you have another terms for certain main keywords pun, you can use that. Kemudian after that, you need to identify in this phase ataupun in this sub process, you must decide your database that you're going to search your papers or your articles. So there are two different database that you need to consider. Maybe you have leading database and supporting database, but this is not the case lah. It doesn't matter, leading or supporting database is very important. Sorry. And then from this process, you need to come up with the full searching string. Because you're going to use that search string, you're going to copy that and then you paste in the database in order for you to retrieve the papers or articles. Okay, I just want to show you example related to what two examples here. The first example just now is about steel structure, CFS, cold form steel compression member, and the second one here is about travel behavior and also mood choice, related to the COVID-19. Okay, let's say here I will show you first main keywords enrichment. I just focus review topic and also review objective number 3. Suppose, okay, when you want to do the searching, I'll go back to the, okay, in my case here, I have one topic, okay, I have 3 research review objective, and then I have 3 review questions. So altogether I have about 7 things. So you need to perform this searching strategy, ataupun you need to develop you punya search string to 7 numbers. Ada 7 bilangan. According to what you have here. I have 1 topic, 3 objective, 3 research question. Jadi ada 7 altogether. So suppose you must have research string 7. 7 numbers of research string. For topic, for objective, and for all your review questions. Tapi but if your review question and review objective similar, for this case, if you look at here, my RO number 1 is examine the effect of pandemic on people's travel behavior and mood choice. And my research or review question number 1 and 2 here is actually quite similar to my first objective. So you don't have to conduct three different ataupun you don't have to develop 3 different search string. You buat 2 pun dah cukup. You just do 2 search string is enough, because those 2 search string will represent RO1, RQ1, RQ2. Similarly for RO number 2, RQ number 3, RQ number 4. So you just perform another 2 ataupun not perform, sorry, you just develop this full string tu 2 saja, 2 numbers only. Yeah. It depends on your review question and also review objective juga. Okay. In this example, for cold form steel compression member just now, I show you the enrichment of the keywords for review topic and also review objective number 3. Yeah? And in my case here, I choose databases, Scopus, Web of Science, Science Direct, and also Google Scholar. There are 4. Okay. Okay, this is my topic. A systematic review of empirical and numerical investigations of local buckling behavior, cold form steel compression member under fire condition. So this is my review topic. So from the topic here, what are the keywords? Yeah, I have empirical, numerical, investigation, local buckling behavior, cold form steel, compression member, and fire. So these are my main keywords. So each keyword here, you need to enrich. Yeah? So empirical, another keywords that can be used for empirical is observation, experiment. Yeah? Ataupun for numerical, modeling, mathematical. Yeah? For investigation, maybe analysis, examination, inspection. If you have more, then you can put more. Kemudian we have this local buckling behavior. Local buckling behavior, maybe just using buckling or deformation, something that related to this local buckling behavior. Deflected shape or deflection. And cold form steel, there is no other words for this cold form steel, so that's why I put dash here. Compression member can be strut, column, post. For fire, it can be elevated temperature, high temperature, and also heat. This is how we enrich the keywords. Kemudian for RO3, review objective number 3, my objective is to identify design parameters for fire design of cold form steel compression member. So the keywords from this RO, design, parameter, fire, cold form steel, and compression member. So enrich that keywords. So I have design, I have method, blueprint, model. Parameter, I have criteria, specification, guideline. For fire, this one is quite similar for this one. So elevate temperature, high temperature, and heat. Compression member, strut, column, and post. So this is the first step in searching strategies. Once you have once you confirm your enriching process here, now you can start develop your full search string. So I have teach you how to develop this. So you refer back to the previous video. So for Scopus, these are my full search string. For Web of Science, this is my full search string. For Scopus and Web Science, easy. Whatever you have developed for Scopus, you can use it for Web Science. The difference is only the first keyword here. For Scopus, it should be titled AppSkey. But for Web of Science, it should be TS and then equal sign here. So that's different between Scopus and Web of Science. Tapi Web of Science ni kalau in USM, we are not subscribing that Web of Science. So maybe you can omit this Web of Science lah. And for Science Direct pula, there are limitation. Only maximum 8 per field. You must make sure that this keywords ni not more than 8. Tak boleh lebih daripada 8. So it should be 8 maximum. So in my case, I have 9. Tapi still boleh baca lah in the Science Direct. So this is for Google Scholar. Google Scholar, whatever you have developed for Scopus, you just copy paste for Google Scholar. Yeah, tapi there is no kat depan, at the front here there is nothing lah to put. You just put your keywords. So where these keywords come from? From the enriching process just now, from here. So I have empirical, observation. I add here observational, and then experimental. So, and then I have numerical. So this numerical, modeling, mathematical. So come from what you have enriched in your first step here, and then you come up with the search full string. And then what you do? So you just copy, and then you paste in the, let's say, Scopus. Scopus. After you develop your full string, you copy that full string, you go to advanced, and you just paste, and then search. So you have 29 documents from Scopus. And then we do the same thing for ScienceDirect. So for ScienceDirect, this is the search string. So you just copy, and then you paste. Then you search. Okay, you have 344. This is identification phase. If you want to conduct for, or to search under Google Scholar, so just do it. Google Scholar, and then just copy whatever string you have developed, paste. So we have 180. So these numbers are very important because you are going to report that. In identification, the numbers of papers after you conduct the searching tu, you need to report that. So from science, we start just now from Scopus. Scopus we have 29. And then from ScienceDirect just now we have 344, and then we have Google Scholar 180. So the numbers 180, 29, and 344, you need to report that. I will show you where to report that. Okay. For more explanation on this, please refer to the videos in eLearn. Okay, now how to report these numbers. Okay, this is for example too. This one you later on you can refer. Okay, I'll show you where you need to report that. So these are the things here. So under figure 3 here, flow diagram of the retrieved articles. Okay, you need to report the numbers of the articles when you do the searching just now, according to the database lah. In my case, I have two types of database, leading and supporting. For leading, I have Scopus. Okay, website tadi tak ada. So in Scopus, I have how many numbers? I have only 29. So you just report 29 here. And for ScienceDirect and also Google Scholar, I have 344 and also 180. So nanti you calculate the total. Okay, this is identification, the first part. After identification, before you go to screening, of course, there will be duplicates paper. Duplicate paper means in Scopus you have the same paper in ScienceDirect, of course lah. Scopus memang bawah ScienceDirect kan. So you need to check that. So you minus that one. Now what will be the total? So 29 plus 344 plus 180, and then minus duplicate paper. So you come out with certain numbers here, maybe 400. After you check the duplicate paper, you remove the duplicate paper, the numbers. Now we go to the screening. So the screening is you are going to filter your paper according to the certain criteria. We call it inclusion and exclusion. Yeah. Usually, we focus on timeline, publication types, and language. These three things. Yeah. For my first review just now about CFS, yeah, CFS, maybe I will consider apa ni the previous 5 years punya research. Publication types, it depends. Kalau you prefer review article to be included, then you can boleh masukkan lah. Ataupun you just focus on research articles. It's up to you. Language, of course lah, kita choose English lah. English, or maybe you want bahasa Melayu pun boleh, doesn't matter. So in this table 2 ni, this is referring to example number 2, the COVID-19, the travel behavior, and also the mode choice. Since COVID-19 just occurred last year, so the timeline 2019 until today, we exclude yang before 2019. Publication type, so I'm referring to the, not review, actually research articles. So I'm focusing only on research articles in ISI, also Scopus. I exclude conference proceeding, newspapers, review paper, books, chapter in books. And of course, I just focus on English. So what you do is you go back to the search just now. Search just now, so you refine your screen, ataupun you screen you punya papers tadi yang that you have performed in identification. So English, so I just consider 5 tahun ke belakang, the last 5 years, and also document type here, articles. Maybe I'm not going to consider any conference paper or review paper, so articles only. So limit to. So now I have four numbers. Kemudian for that one is for Scopus, for Sense Direct, similarly. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 26 lah, 2016. Just research articles, and okay, enough. So I have 164 now. So the numbers now makin mengecil lah. And then similarly for Google Scholar, maybe since 2016. So these are the papers, 41. So report that number in the flow diagram just now. Sama juga. So now will be different number here. How many you screen, how many you exclude, so you just report here. Okay, finish for screening, we go to eligibility. We go to eligibility. Eligibility, you need to read your paper. You need to read your paper. You need to check. This is like a second screening lah of your papers. You want to really confirm the paper that you're going to review. So you read the title, the abstract, the keywords. If still not clear, ataupun tak reflect to your questions, review question or review objective, you can omit that paper, or maybe you have to read the full text, the full text of that paper. Either one lah, boleh tengok, you read, and after that you put in the what will be the final number here after you perform eligibility. And then of course lah, you need to give a reason kenapa you tak ambil yang the rest tu. Maybe after screening you have 100, maybe about, janganlah banyak sangat, 100 tu pun banyak sebenarnya. Maybe you have 20 lah kot. After you screen, after you look at the inclusion and exclusion criteria you have set, after you have discussed with your supervisor, after you screen, you have 20, for example. And then from the 20, you read through the papers. At the end, you only have 15 or 10 numbers of paper. So you dah buang how many paper? Like let's say 5 numbers of paper. You exclude that paper. So you need to give a reason. Kenapa? Why? Yeah, so you give some reason. You need to report all those things in SLR. That's the beauty of SLR compared to traditional literature review. And then after eligibility stage, these two parts, it depends on your supervisor. If your supervisor prefer you to conduct both qualitative and quantitative, then you need to report the number of qualitative paper and quantitative paper. If not, then maybe some of the supervisor just focus on qualitative. So focus is qualitative. So you just delete this part. Tak payahlah. Kalau your supervisor want both, then you kena buat lah both. So these two parts yang last ni, I leave it to you and your supervisor. Okay. That one for systematic searching strategy. Ada soalan tak? Banyak soalan. Okay. Okay, I read the question first. If I conduct SLR only using one database, okay, yes, no problem. Boleh. Okay. Extract the reference in the endnotes or manually. Okay. Check for duplicate. Cause we cannot done the duplicate check on different database, right? Unless we extract the reference in the endnote. Yes. Oh, okay. Saya rasa saya faham. Yes. At least from the title. From the title, you can check whether that paper is duplicate or not. From the title. Okay. Itu sahaja soalan. Ada lagi soalan tak nak tanya? Is there any more question on systematic searching strategy? Tak ada Okay. Okay. Next, suppose you have to conduct quality assessment. Tapi after I discuss with Associate Professor Dr. Faizah, we agreed to omit this quality assessment, but suppose the real SLR, you need to conduct quality assessment. Quality assessment ni, you need to read the full text, the full text of your paper tu. Before that, you need to set some criteria. That criteria is referring to the quality criteria of the paper that you are going to review. So you need to set some criteria. These are some of the example dekat sini. Is there a rationale for why the study was undertaken? You just the answer only yes or no, only that. So if you have 9 questions, if half of it say yes, you decide lah. If you say it should be 90% should be yes. If that paper only after you go through the quality assessment is only obtained 70%, then you can omit that particular research articles. If you conduct this, you have a strong reason lah kenapa reject that paper. The rejection of that paper not because the paper is not good, tapi because not related to your topic, review topic or review question or review objective. That's the reason. Lepas tu, is there an adequate description of the context? For example, industry, laboratory setting, products used, etc., in which the research was carried out. Ataupun you nak tengok did the paper present sufficient details about the empirical or numerical approach? Did the case study employ single or multiple case study design? You can set any criteria that will assess the quality of the papers that you are going to review. So this part I leave it to you. If you want to perform that, please. Tapi of course lah, before you review a paper, you need to check your paper, the quality check. At least you read through, you dapat gambaran. When you read through, maybe you read the discussion or the conclusion. If it can answer your review, then you can consider that paper to be reviewed thoroughly after that. So if you want to perform this, it will take longer time sebenarnya. Tapi if you can perform this quality assessment, it's good lah. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. Okay. This quality assessment, I leave it to you and your supervisor. Okay, the rest is data extraction and data synthesis or data analysis. For these two parts, all of you need to do data extraction and data synthesis and also or data analysis. Tak kira lah you do review paper ke, you do research ke, SLR ke, critical literature review ke. These are the things you need to do for chapter 2. For chapter 2, data extraction, data synthesis and data analysis. I give some ideas lah how to conduct the data extraction and also data synthesis analysis. Suppose this one you can discuss further with your supervisor. How to conduct data extraction and also data analysis. Okay, just now I finished until here. So I go to this part. This is a part of your guideline actually. Nanti later on the Associate Professor Dr. Faiza will share with you later on after we finalize the content. Okay, now let's say you already have certain numbers of papers to be reviewed. You already conduct identification, screening, and then you filter, and then you check the eligibility, the quality of that paper. Now you have certain numbers of papers. At least you must have 10. Sekurang-kurangnya 10. Jangan banyak sangat. Actually 10 tu pun nak review is not easy. Okay. Once all articles have been identified, the next step is data extraction and synthesis. So there are many types of data extraction and data analysis framework or methods. Tapi yang the most popular one or the most frequently used ada dua. There are two. Non-meta-analysis here, qualitative or meta-analysis, quantitative. Qualitative or quantitative. For a non-meta-analysis, usually we will create a summary of finding tables. For meta-analysis, we will conduct statistical analysis. So it's up to you whether you want to conduct qualitative or quantitative. You can mix also. Maybe you want to do a bit qualitative and a bit quantitative. Also can, no problem. But in this handbook, we just give you some ideas on how to conduct data extraction and synthesis for qualitative only. For qualitative. So for data extraction, of course, you will have a lot of papers. If you have 10, make sure you manage your paper efficiently. Senang. Supaya nanti, so that later on, you tak pening. So you can use a lot of software. Mendeley boleh guna, Zotero, EndNotes, Envivo, Atlas T. So there are many kinds of software to manage your data. And data extraction is a process of reading the full text of each article. After you read, you need to extract important points from that particular paper. So usually we use certain standard of data extraction either either using a form or table. This data extraction form you can develop using Excel saja. Tak payah using powerful software pun tak apa. Just using Excel. So I will show you the templates here. This is example of data extraction form dalam bentuk borang form. Another one is dalam bentuk table. Dia sebenarnya lebih kurang saja both form or table ni. Cuma only that if you use a form, I lagi prefer student using this data extraction form sebab okay, let's say you have 10 numbers of papers, you will have 10 numbers of forms. Yeah. So in that particular form, you will have this paper, the title of the paper, year of publication, types of publication. Because later on, you are going to use this data. Maybe you want to have this statistical analysis on the demographic punya data ke, statistics and then ataupun distribution in terms of dia punya geographical ke, how many numbers of papers from proceedings, how many numbers of papers from ISI or from Scopus, you nak buat some graph ke ataupun bar chart on that. Kemudian in that form, what are the objective, what are the scope, synopsis a bit, maybe these three things related to your research question, related to your any research question. So you just jot down, okay, number 5, 6 and 7 is related to my RQ1. And then methods they use or approach, experimental ke ataupun numerical ke, maybe this one will answer your research question 2 or research question 3. So you jot down here. And description of the method, you describe a bit on that method, brief finding, design parameter and limitation. So if you have these things and then you manage this information properly, later on when you want to do analysis, easy, senang, mudah. So this is one way. Another way ni, this is traditional way lah. Kalau critical literature review, we'll use this way, I think, using a table like this. You compile everything in one table. So you have author, year, objective of that research, scope, method, finding, design parameter, limitation, similar to what in the form, tapi you only have one table for all 10 papers. Kalau form study, you will have 10 different forms. Of course lah, bila you nak buat comparison tu, if in the form punya format, it's quite difficult to compare kan. Kalau if you look at this table, you can compare easily sebab all papers in one table. So I leave it to you. It's up to you whether you want to use form ataupun you can use table. This is here is I have one example here. This is table form. This is this example. This is related to RC material. Compile everything in one tables. So this, the most important thing is the outcome here. Later on, you are going to analyze based on findings of each paper. Okay, for data extraction form, I don't have. There are so many. But I just give common features in data extraction form. So these are the things, details. So this one is up to you whether you want to use form or table. Discuss with your supervisor, of course. And of course juga satu lagi, one more thing is this form it doesn't mean that you need to follow mine ataupun whatever given in the guideline. No, it depends on you. What are the things you want to extract from the research article, then you just put in your table or in your form. Tak ada masalah. There is no problem. There is no orang kata fixed form or fixed table. No, there is no such thing. So you can create your own as long as it can answer back your review question and it can achieve your review objective. That's the most important thing. Okay, I go back to the data extraction. Sekejap Okay, that one for data extraction. Data extraction ni easy. You just read and then whatever important information, you just copy and then you paste in your table or in your form. Okay, just that. Data extraction. Of course lah, your data extraction should be related to your research questions. Ataupun research objective. Boleh. Okay. Maybe you have 3 research questions. 3 research question means you will have 3 different data extraction table. Something like that. Takkan you nak compile everything in one table. Nanti lagi pening. So better I suggest you to do it separately. Table for RQ1, table for RQ2, table for RQ3. If you have different if your research objective is a little bit different from your research question, then maybe you will have another table for RO, review objective. Yeah? It depends on you how you're going to manage your data extraction. Yeah? Okay, after you extract data, now it's time for you to analyze the data that have you extracted from your paper. Synthesis is a process of bringing together data from a set of review articles with the aim of drawing conclusion about a body of evidence. Or in other words, how you're going to answer your review question. There are two major types of data synthesis or analysis, similar to the data extraction, sama ada qualitative or quantitative. So I just explain on the qualitative here. There are many methods to synthesize qualitatively, but the most I think easy for you FYP level, chronological or thematically, dua ni sahaja yang saya suggest lah, tapi but depends on your supervisor jugalah. Chronological method ni according to the time of the publication, when they were published, so you review accordingly, boleh. Ataupun the other way is thematic analysis. Thematic analysis ni is a process of you try to identify patterns of your extracted data. Maybe you have 10 numbers of papers. Maybe some of that data that you have extracted from that 10 papers, you can classify according to the certain criteria, for example. That's thematic analysis. Okay. Yeah, I think you can search lah dekat like internet. There are so many source how to conduct this thematic analysis. But of course, it depends on your data extraction. And when you extract data, make sure it related to your review question. So after that, you can perform analysis. So this one I leave it to you also. If you don't want to consider chronological or thematic punya analysis, it's up to you. Because this is your final year project. So discuss with your supervisor. Data extraction ni tak semestinya you buat SLR then you have to conduct data extraction or synthesis. No. Student yang buat research biasa pun, experimental work, modelling work pun still need to conduct this data synthesis and analysis. Kalau tidak, what you're going to write in your chapter 2. So this thing is compulsory to all lah. So how you're going to conduct this analysis and synthesis, it depends on you. Okay, that's all for data extraction. And the last part is on this thesis structure. Since you don't have any experimental work or modeling ke simulation work ke, so you are doing full review, then this is what we suggest lah. I have discussed this with Professor Dr. Faiza on this part. Similarly, for the normal punya thesis, you have 5 chapters. You have chapter 1, introduction. Okay. Instead of problem statement, you don't have any problem now, but you have review questions. So put your review question here. And then you have objective, scope, and significance of your systematic review. Why you want to conduct that review? So you give some reason. What is the significance of that? So the difference with the common ataupun normal punya dissertation is they have problem statement, but you only have review questions. And chapter 2 is about systematic literature review, a methodology, meaning to say that all the protocols involved in your systematic literature review put in chapter 2. So you have, this is only example tau. this is only 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, and so on, so on. This is only just a guide for you. If you want to change, you can change according to what you have discussed with your supervisor. So for chapter 2, it's about methodology. It's not about the literature review. Systematic literature review is a method. So you need to write down, of course, you write down some introduction, and then review protocol. What is the review protocol? So how you formulate your review question, you explain here. And then systematic searching strategies is identification, screening, eligibility. If you conduct data assessment, then please put quality assessment, then put here quality, how you conduct quality assessment. And of course, this flow chart here, you need to put in chapter 2. This one Yang ini pun letak dalam chapter 2. Kemudian, and then we have mana tadi? Hilang dah. Systematic searching tadi. And then report on this how you conduct data extraction and synthesis. You inform lah, you use table, a standard data extraction table, and you use thematic analysis for your review. And the last part, reporting the SLR. Okay, and reporting the SLR, you just state what are the things you are going to report in your thesis. Don't report everything here yet. This is a methodology. Method. Bukan findings. In chapter 3, now you are going to explain in details your data extraction or synthesis, ataupun if you have using certain methodology for that, okay, please explain here. This is only example je. You can change this one. Again, chapter 3 also a methodology chapter. The difference is only kalau chapter 2 ni more on methodology referring to the review, and this is more on the data extraction and data synthesis. Maybe you conduct statistical analysis, so you put here. Maybe you also conduct some survey. You do the review, tapi you buat survey sedikit outside, then you put also in this chapter 3, the survey that you have conducted, the questionnaire that you have developed whatsoever. Chapter 4 ni findings and discussion. Findings here is referring to the findings or answers to your research question. Review question. So you put inside here everything. Ataupun of course lah, you want to highlight the gaps. Of course lah, bila kita dah buat review, there will be a gap to highlight. So please highlight in this chapter 4. And also, what are the limitation of your review ni? Is there any limitation? And also limitation regarding to your topic pun, please report in this particular chapter. So I just put here data analysis like demographic data. This is related to your review papers. If you have 10 numbers of papers, maybe you want to see how many come from conference, how many come from ISI, how many come from Scopus. Geography distribution, maybe most of the research was conducted in Asia ke contoh, ataupun in the West ke, ataupun in UK ke US ke. So this is just example. So up to you. And finally, conclusion and recommendation. I think that's all. Any question? Let me see. Quality assessment after eligibility. Quality assessment is after eligibility, before you perform data extraction. Before you perform data extraction. Quality assessment ni more on you want to confirm the paper that you're going to review. You want to make sure that the final paper that you're going to review really can answer all your review questions. So you perform quality assessment. Ataupun eligibility tu pun dah okay dah sebenarnya. Until eligibility tu pun dah okay. Okay, any question? For those yang buat SLR, make sure you already discuss with your supervisor lah, so that tak ada berlaku konflik. Kejap ni. Okay, one more question. Okay. Okay. Actually tak ada beza pun. Ni Wen Xiang sorry, pergi balik. Ya, ini just a protocol sahaja for chapter 2 ni. So you just state maybe one paragraph only. What is data extraction, how you're going to conduct data extraction, what is data synthesis, and how you're going to conduct your synthesis or analysis of your data. Just state. But for chapter 3, the details. How you conduct that data extraction. If let's say you are going thematic, then explain how thematic process is conducted. Macam you buat methodology, macam you buat experiment, you will explain in details, right? The steps or the procedures that you need to follow in order for you to achieve the objective. I hope I answer your question. Okay, we have decided 10 numbers. 10 numbers of paper to be reviewed. That one is the minimum number. Maximum is up to you. Up to you and your supervisor. Minimum 10 at least. Betul ke? Sekejap. Nanti saya tanya doktor, I will ask back Dr. Faizah on this, confirm more on this particular things, Tapi last time we discussed 10 numbers. 10 numbers is the minimum, is the minimum, not maximum. Sekurang-kurangnya 10. Any more? Please ask me questions so that I know what's your problem. How far that your project now? For those yang buat SLR, my students, there are 2 students buat SLR, full thesis of SLR. How about others? What is your stage now? At least you tell me on that. Siapa ni? Hashim Habibi? Are you going to do SLR? Or Wen Xiang, are you going to do full SLR? Oh, okay. Okay, Hashim dah jawab. So Hashim, how's your what's your stage now? I mean, are you finished doing research? But the searching strategy, search? Oh, okay. How many numbers of paper or the that you have retrieved from the database? Is it many? Not yet, doctor. Oh, belum lagi. Oh, okay. So you should do now. Sekarang ni, because later on nak buat data extraction and synthesis, so you can start perform searching. If you don't understand how to develop that macam mana ni develop full string tu, if you have problem on that, you can contact me. You can ask me, doctor, kenapa, why my search string cannot be used? Sometimes bila you develop that search string and then you copy, you paste on the database, cannot run. There must be silap di mana-mana lah sikit-sikit. So I can check for you. Boleh Dr. Nurida. You can combine SLR and critical review. Maybe you can do SLR for the searching strategy, for the protocol, how to search the papers tu. Yang tu boleh. You can combine SLR dengan critical literature review. Okay. Yes, doctor, my supervisor already approved my proposal. For the paper review, left the quality. Oh, okay, good. How many papers you have obtained ni Wen Xiang? Banyak tak? Oh, Wen Xiang tak ada tak jawab ni. Oh, welcome Dr. Nurida. Okay, so yang lain ada soalan tak? Is there any more question on this SLR? If I can answer, I can answer. I try to answer. Doctor, if my FA is not SLR, is there any limitation for the number of paper to review? Oh, okay. No. Saya rasa tak ada. Is there any limitation for the number of paper to review? Saya rasa tiada. No. No, Andrew. I think no. We never set. I'm not sure lah yang ni. Kena tanya Dr. Faizah kot. Sekarang saya salah jawab. Sekarang salah pula saya bagi. Tapi discuss with your supervisor. If your supervisor already set 30, then you have to review 30 papers lah. Yeah. Follow your supervisor. Because he's the one he or she is the one going to assess your paper, your thesis. Now about 19, okay. But my supervisor said it's too many to review, so I need to carry out quality. Oh yes, correct. 19 tu terlalu banyak bagi saya. 19 is too many. 10 okay dah rasanya. 10. But of course lah, you need to, correct when siang, you need to perform this quality assessment. If all the 19 is eligible to be reviewed, then you have to review. Yeah. Tapi you can reduce the number of review question kot. Yeah. Is that 19 numbers to reflect all your review question or what? You can reduce the number of review question. Satu-satu review question pun dah okay dah kot. Tapi saya tak berani cakap. It depends on your supervisor. Any more question? If you have any problem, maybe later pun you boleh contact saya lah. Especially the search string tu. Because later on you need to report that search string. Dalam you punya ni thesis. Oh, okay. So you just look at the title, abstract and conclusion only. Okay. Alright. But of course lah, you need to check with your I mean the 19 tu should answer your review question lah. Okay, tak ada soalan dah So kalau tak ada soalan, saya tak sure ada Dr. Faizah ke dalam ni. Kalau Dr. Faizah nak cakap apa-apa. Tak ada okay. So regarding the guideline, later on Dr. Faizah, I think she will share with you nanti later on. So because currently still in review, the guideline. Okay, kalau tak ada soalan, then we end here. You can contact me anytime. Email ke, WhatsApp ke, mana-mana lah, tak kisah, doesn't matter. I try to answer selagi saya boleh jawab. And of course, discuss with your supervisor juga. Jangan melanggar perintah supervisor. Follow your supervisor. So if no question, then I stop here. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you Dr. Norida for coming to my session. Boleh. Contact saya tak apa. Alright. Terima kasih. Thank you.